Hey guys, uh, wanted to talk to you about the attack all night long. This demon being hard at work, radiating me, with radiation or whatnot. Yeah, witchcraft, everything, because I said I'm not gonna forgive them. They got pissed off, you know. Yeah, I effed up the plan. I'm a ruiner too, right? Because when somebody tell you to leave them alone, you need to leave them alone. You should not try to toy with that person, because you're gonna meet someone like me who's very unforgiving, who just not, this is the way I am. When you're trying to piss me off so much, that's what you get. It doesn't matter how much you radiate me here, cooking me or whatever. It's not gonna make me forgive you. Anyhow, that's what's going on. And bear with me, guys. Giving the birds some seed. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, to get back to the story, when people trying to intimidate you with witchcraft and stuff, because the government is paying them to do it, because the government is breaking the law. These people are still asleep. They think the government doesn't break the law. What's happening now, it defies every law in the book. It breaks every law in the book. Okay? So anyhow, these things, these two blue metals, things and stuck on the ground. There's two over there. Anyhow, they're attacking me. They are connected to the cell tower above the building. You see, this is my building where I live. See? They are connecting these poles and metal things to the cell towers above the building. So remember I told you yesterday, when every time I'm walking home, I'm walking from the coffee shop over there into my place, there's a light over there. There is a light. It's coming from the top of the building. It's like a big flashlight. As soon as I arrive, like closer to the gate here, where this car is going, the light goes off. That means he's home. That was an indication to the people who are connecting to these towers, to the blue poles or metal things, to let them know that I'm home. And so for them to direct radiation or Wi-Fi signal and stuff toward my apartment. Okay? And so what they do is, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay? See the ones over there, the blue poles over there. You see? And there's two here. See, it's going from that way, this way, here, right? Okay? I'm gonna explain to you the technology, how it's done. This one, they're antennas. Those two metals are antennas. The one over there is antennas. Where they're aligning with Look what they're aligning with. They are over here. You see them? They are aligning with here. Okay, this is my building. See, and that's my apartment. The fourth floor, by the window there, by the balcony, is aligned to this. This connected to the towers above the building. You see them? You understand? You understand the connection? So they direct radio wave and Wi-Fi signal to my apartment because they know it's harmful. That's why they keep increasing the Wi-Fi signal, from 1G, 2G, 3G, like 7G, whatever number they have, 6G, 10G, 22Gs, that's what they do because they know it's harmful. So they use this because why there is two picks there or metal things on the ground, because one is negative and one is positive. And then when they send it, they're sending only the positive ion, positive ion to my apartment to impact my health. You understand? That's how it's done. Okay? And the technology they do is the technology, I can't remember the name exactly, but I read something on it where the same technology they use for drones. The drones in the sky, they look like stars at night. Those are drones, So how they stay up so long throughout the night, up to like 6-7 o'clock in the morning, whatever, before sunrise they come down. They're controlled by usually they have a control station on water, on sometime in top of buildings, to control the drones on the sky, and they all work by computer. By, for example, a certain time they go down, but at night they move them around to follow target individuals wherever they're going. They're like following us around. Okay, so anyhow, that's how it's done. I can't remember the technology is called. I saw it and I read it online, but I can't remember. They send a signal toward the device, and the device. For example, these drones has what do you call it? Yeah, these drones has you can charge through Wi-Fi. You can charge your device. You can charge you can charge these drones by sending signals. Basically, they're pulling energy from cell towers and also from one drone's connected to the power grid, and it connects to the other drones in the sky. Okay, you usually line up. If you see the drones, they're lining up from the ground up all the way to the sky to send signal to charge the battery while these drones are in the sky. That why these drones stay up in the sky for a long time. They stay in the sky for a long time, and because they're getting charged. This drone is pulling energy from the power grid and sending it as a signal to these drones in the sky. I can't remember the name of the technology, but they said that's how it's done. But anyhow, look it up, guys. Look it up. And it sent a signal remotely to charge the battery on the drone in the sky. Okay, this is what they're doing to me. I just showed you how it's done. So I've been attacked. All this technology are Chinese technology. I wish I was Canadian. I would say good for you, Canada, but it's not. They're all Chinese technology, you know. And yeah, that God bless the Chinese, right? Anyhow, and that's how they do it. So they bombarded me with radiation all night long because I couldn't sleep throughout the night because I've been woken up with radiation attack, you know, because they're attacking me, they're cooking me. All the apartment, they're like cooking me all night long, you know, the apartment around me. So I'm sandwiched in the middle. They're all cooking me, right? Because when I woke up, I was pissed off, and I said to you guys not to forgive them because I know they lose if you don't forgive them. You understand? And if you watch the movie they just came out with it, Ready or Not 2, they're telling you, Baal is also the Baal also the god of destruction. Okay, he's a destroyer. Yeah. So watch the movie. The ending, he kills everybody, you know, because they said somebody have to wear that ring to be the leader in his cult, the Masons, or either they're all gonna die, right? And that way the girl threw the ring down in the pit, and they're all fighting for the ring. They want to wear it, but they're all fighting, killing each other. And then they end up, the rest who have not killed themselves yet, they get killed by Baal. Okay, you got it? So they know. So anyhow, anyhow, they end up getting destroyed. That's why they keep pushing you, trying to get you to forgive them, you know, because they want you to get this money to make it okay, because they don't want to get destroyed, you know. I feel this was going to happen, and this is what's is going to happen. I'm going to tell you something about myself. I don't think they know this. Since I was like 6 or 5 years old, when I used to get pissed off at my parents, I used to refuse eating. I used to fast. It was like 6 or 7, I can't remember, it's around there. But I used to get annoyed to the point I wouldn't eat. Right? So my mom used to worry about me. You used to worry about me not eating and stuff, and I used to do it for a long time, you know, because I'm annoyed, I'm pissed off, you know. But it never made me want to kill my parents, you know. But I'm just angry at them, you know. I'm angry, yes, but these people are trying to make me like, oh, kill your mother, right? When I refuse, they end up killing her, you know. So anyhow, what I'm trying to say from this point is, if you piss me off, you get what you get. You get what I am now. That's what you get, because you're pissing me off. I just told you. I used to fast, you know. I used to quit eating because I wasn't getting what I wanted, and I was mad about it. You understand? I wasn't getting what I want, and I was mad about that. That's why I used to do it just to be a difficult kid. I was a difficult kid, guys. I'm 100%. My brother, if you hear, I know they're hearing my recordings. They recording me and talking to my family. What my brother say about me? My brother said all the time. He told me I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn person. He says, you do what you want. You refuse. Go back to the recording. You're gonna find out what my brother telling me in Arabic, telling me I'm a difficult person. He's telling me I'm stubborn. I do what I want. I don't listen. And listen to the conversation we have, because he's giving me his opinion of me. It doesn't make it right, but hey, I do it because of a reason. I don't do it just because of no reason. I just woke up today. I want to be a difficult person. No, you have to do something to me, to get me that annoying. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. So anyhow, that's what happens. So when you piss me off, that's what you get. That's what I'm saying. Do not try to, act like I have to forgive you. No, I don't have to do anything. And last night they showed me in this dream, and they're threatening me pretty much. And because they know I have a flight, I'm going to be going back to visit my sister in the UK. So I have a flight back on June 8th. And they're showing me in this plane that the plane is going to go through turbulence or going down or whatever. And I remember in a dream last night, I said a shahada. You know what shahada means? You say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu Muhammad abduhu rasul. Okay? That means before there is a prayer for traveling. When you travel, you pray this prayer before you go on a train or a plane or whatnot. If you die, you go straight to heaven. Okay? Because that's what God says. If you say the shahada before anything happens, like for example, because you don't know the unknown. The unknown is you do not know how you're gonna go, right? You can be walking, you can drop dead, right? You say the shahada to protect you from the unknown, pretty much whatever happens. And you saw me in a dream last night. I said the shahada and I laid down on the ground in a plane when this plane is going through some sort of problems. So that's why they're threatening me, and they thought they could scare me. They think they could scare me to give them to free. I'm not gonna forgive you guys. When I said to you back in the day when my mama was alive, I said to you guys to leave me alone, and you refused, and you acted as like God Almighty. You acted like because you have money, you owning these governments, and you're doing all this stuff. You think you got me in a corner. We're gonna whip me a new one, right? That's what you thought. No, I'm the wrong one. To do that to. You know what I mean? And if you go back to these professors or teachers at Royal University, they'll tell you, I'm the nicest person ever. They know this. But then until you do something to me to turn me to this person today, you've done something to me, made me do this. You understand? So the only person who could make me forgive you, she's dead. Okay? You killed her. Okay? You killed my mother, and so good luck, guys. The only person who could make me forgive you, she's no longer here. What happened to her? I wonder what happened to her. What happened to my mother? Does anybody know what happened to my mother? My mother who's buried up in the mountain, which is I'm planning to move to Sudan as soon as the war ends here in Sudan. I'm gonna move her there. That I don't have to think about, Canada anymore. Anyhow, that was going on. Okay? So you're unlucky when you kill the only person who can, what you've done to me, whatever you've done to me, I would have forgiven if my mom asked me. You understand? My brother, who had a stroke, you gave him a stroke, by the way. He pissed me off one time too. We fought about something. I used to work for him in a restaurant in Virginia, and he was traveling one time to Europe, and I was taking care of the restaurant. Because during school break, and so I used to work for him and his restaurant. He used to tell me like, "Oh, pay this, pay that," and no, do not take any. Basically my salary. He used to pay me, is it $7 or $6 an hour? It was cash because when I was in the U.S., I wasn't allowed to work full time. I only were allowed to work part time. So he used to pay me cash, right? So anyhow, he told me not to don't take any salary or if you're weekly whatever until I get back. And then we can settle things. Just make sure you pay the credit cards, you buy groceries for the restaurants. I used to go to Costco and stuff and Sam's Club. So he gave me the cards, and I used to buy stuff from here and there for the restaurant, like cheese, tomatoes, and all the condiments for the pizza. We used to buy it in bulk for his restaurant. So I worked for him, and I can't remember how many months, and my it came up to almost 10 grand, $10,000 he owed me. But then he got back, and he didn't really mention anything about paying me back or any of that, or paying me for the work I've done. Because I added the hours from the morning, because I get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I go to, I think Costco opens at 9. I think open at 9 or 10, I can't remember. And the restaurant open at, I think for lunch, 11:30 or 11. So I used to go to Costco and or Sam's Club and get the stuff. Anyhow, he owed me $10,000 or something like that. When it came to pay me, he started telling me, "Oh, I bought this for you, I bought that for you," and and he started subtracting stuff. Okay, so, and I said, okay. So we were at that point like 9,000 or something. So I subtracted like $1,000, and he gave me like maybe 700 or something like that. And he says, yeah, I'm gonna give you every month a little bit. But at that point, I went back to Baltimore, and then after that 700 or whatever, he didn't pay me anything. And we were just back and forth fighting over the phone, and he was annoying me, because he started telling me like, "Oh, I've done this for you, I've done that for you," and I said, "So what? I work for you. I'm not supposed to get paid. So take care of your restaurants, 3 or 4 months, and then you don't want to pay me for what I worked for, whatever." And he told me, "No, you don't get paid." He started telling me stuff which is really bizarre to me. I'm gonna tell you what he said. When I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I count what I get in a car. I count my hours from going in the car, going to Sam's Club, right? Because I have to be there at the restaurant by specific time. I have to go buy the stuff. And I didn't do it every day. We did like 3 or 4 days where I buy the stuff. So I count my hours. And at one point, he told me not to do it every 3 days. Do it every day. Just buy a little bit, so you don't have everything go spoiled in the fridges. Because he had like he has a deep freezer, and he has like he put the dough in one, and he put the produce in the other, whatever. But anyhow, so I was going 8 o'clock in the morning, and to get there before, I think, Sam's Club. I can't remember the time was opening. I think it was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I can't remember. He told me, no, your hours doesn't start until you get to the restaurant. He told me, so for me to go to Sam's Club and drive from his place, which is almost 40 minutes to Sam's Club, or something like that, or Costco, and he told me, no, your hours start when you get to the restaurant, not when you go buy this stuff. And I said to him, where do you get this from? I'm en route I'm driving to this. I'm counting my hours from the moment I leave the house. I'm not counting it when I'm having breakfast and having tea or whatever, coffee in the morning before I leave the house. I'm counting it when I get in the car, driving, because I go buy the stuff, I go straight to the restaurant. So there's no break in between. Who does that? Tell me one person that who goes to work and does something for work and they don't get paid for it. So tell me. Tell me. So anyhow. So anyhow.
The one who died or the one who shot him?
Yeah. So I knew he was trying to rip me off. And I said to him, you have to pay me from the moment I leave the house because I'm doing something for you, for your restaurant. I'm not going to the Sam's Club or Costco to buy something for me, for your restaurant. And so I expect to get paid from the moment I leave the house because I'm en route. I'm working for you from that moment. And so anyhow, we started arguing back and forth, and he kept telling me, no, if we have to subtract this and that, will be, I don't know how much it was. I can't remember. Anyhow, he started giving me money. He subtracted maybe another $1,000. So I had like 7 something thousand. And then he paid me 4,000. And there were 3,000 left. He hasn't paid me. And we kept back and forth and trying to jip me out of my hard work. And I said, no. Anyhow, my mom and dad were flying somewhere. So I said to them, the tickets for your flights on me and whatever the expenses for your trip on me. I have $3,000 with my brother. And because I know my mom, she can get it out of him because he's mom favorite, Anyhow, so I said to her, the 3,000 is yours. Buy your flight, buy your, pay your accommodation, the food or whatever, and consider it a gift from me. Anyhow, so he went and paid for that, because I just left him in a position where he had to kind of answer to my mom, and he loved my mom, so he he's done it. Anyhow, so I was so annoyed with him because I felt disrespected and stuff. I stopped talking to him for 5 years. 5 years, I did not say a word to him. I didn't call him. I did not. We used to talking to each other, maybe a couple of weeks, every week, whatever, 2 weeks. So we did not talk like as much as my other brothers. But we talked a lot, considering, Then I haven't spoken to him. He knew. He called me and I refused to answer the call. He called me, leave me messages. I stopped. And then he stopped after a while for calling me. He stopped calling me and trying to get me to talk to him, whatever. I just said no. Then, out of the blue one day, after 5 years, my mom called. She goes, yeah, what are you? Sweetie, what are you? And so I was like, I'm sitting here, I can't remember, I was at work or whatever. I can't remember what I was. But anyhow, it's been a long time. This story goes back over 20 years, almost 20 years, Anyhow.
But they should give you a receipt.
So she told me, your brother made a mistake. You cannot just punish him like that. You cannot just punish your brother, not talk to him. 5 years is enough. He paid his dues. You need to call him. His son was, what was it? Yeah, that was after the fact his son was born. He says you never call him to congratulate him for his son. His son was born like, I don't know, I can't remember how long. His son is 13 years old now. But anyhow, she says you never called him to congratulate him for his son, and it's been that long. And I want you to pick up the phone and to call him and to say congratulations and blah, blah. So anyhow, picked up the phone and I forgave him because I felt like he was trying to jip me off. He was playing these games with me. I hate when people play games with me, you know? But anyhow, I forgave him. So, and then not long after, you know, after I forgave him, I think it's he was attacked, and you guys gave him a stroke. Anyhow, that's what happened. They gave him 2 strokes. Anyhow, and then I tell you another story about me. If you piss me off, just to tell you what I am. You know, I used to be very forgiving, but I'm not when you do me wrong. Anyhow, my sister also did me wrong one time. She said something to me very hurtful. You know, I can't remember what exactly. You know, I don't hold grudges like some people. But anyhow, I don't hold grudges. And so anyhow, my mom. Also, I haven't spoken to my sister in almost 4 months, so 5 months or 6 months. I can't remember. And from going from talking literally every day to not talking for 6 months or 5 months, because I felt like my mom was there when my sister said this hurtful thing to me. And so my mom called me. My mom picked up the phone and called me. She goes to me, you know, your sister made a mistake. You know, she did not mean to hurt your feelings. I was there when she said it, and I told her you're wrong for saying that to him. You're wrong. You made a big mistake. You know how he's like, you know? So she told me, my sister told me, my mom told me, call your sister and tell her you forgive her and move on from this. I picked up the phone and called her, and I said to her, okay, no hard feelings, but be warned, do not speak to me like that anymore, because if you speak to me like that, I'm not going to speak to you anymore. Do not disrespect me, you know? And she hasn't, you know? I know she's working on it. Sometimes I catch her trying to disrespect me, and then she stops, you know? So what I'm trying to say is, I'm telling you all the stories. I am not one of these people who do things out of vengeance, out of fights, or, you know, bitterness. Oh, no. You do something to me, that's what you get. So I don't care about your threats in a dream last night. And remember, God of time, whatever you plan to do, go ahead and do it. God will bring me back. Bi'Iznillah. I'll be coming back even far worse than I left. Okay? So do not threaten me, and I'm not gonna forgive you guys. Okay? That's all she wrote. Do not threaten me, just go away.